This AI reads books for you and teaches key lessons, and why I'm not even sorry. Let's face it, our relationship with books is a beautiful, tragic mess. We buy them with the fervent optimism of a New Year's resolution, stack them like sacred totems on our shelves or Kindles, and then abandon them. We stare guiltily at their spines, whispering promises like jilted lovers. Soon, my precious. Soon. Meanwhile, life, that relentless, coffee-fueled tornado of deadlines, notifications, and the sudden urge to reorganize the spice rack at 11 p.m., sweeps our best intentions into the dustbin of maybe next year. My own personal library resembled less a haven of knowledge and more a melancholy monument to literary roadkill. Enter the AI book whisperer, my guilt-free, hyper-efficient, and occasionally sassy shortcut to wisdom. And folks, it's revolutionary. The cemetery of good intentions and unread pages. My journey to bibliographic bankruptcy was paved with earnest ambition. There was the year of self-improvement stack, atomic habits still pristine, deep work, deeply unopened beyond Chapter 1. In thinking, fast and slow, I thought slowly about starting it. Then came the cultural enrichment wing. War and Peace, a war I clearly lost. Infinite Jest, the jest was on me. It remains infinitely unread. And Ulysses, let's just say Bloom wandered further than I did. My bedside table groaned under the weight of potential. My actual reading? Scrolling through tweets about cats wearing hats. The cognitive dissonance was deafening. I wanted the wisdom, the expanded worldview, the cocktail party nuggets of insight. What I lacked was the time, the focus, and frankly, sometimes the willpower to push past page 50 when the siren song of Netflix beckoned. I tried shortcuts. Oh, how I tried. Speed reading felt like trying to appreciate a gourmet meal by inhaling it. Audiobooks at 2x speed turned profound narrators into chipmunks on helium, dispensing wisdom that sounded vaguely panicked. Confront your fears squeak. Cliff Notes? Useful, but about as satisfying as licking the frosting off the cake and calling it dessert. I needed the essence, the actionable meat, without spending weeks chewing through dense prose. I needed a cheat code, a literary mercenary, a silicon-powered sage. Enter ShelfGenie, my robotic Robbie with zero judgment. My salvation arrived not with a dramatic thunderclap, but with a quiet algorithmic hum. Let's call it ShelfGenie. This wasn't your average, clunky summarize this PDF bot. This was a sophisticated AI trained on vast libraries, literary criticism, psychology, philosophy, and crucially, the art of distilling complex ideas into usable insights. The premise was gloriously simple. Feed it a book, title, author, even a PDF, and it wouldn't just spit out a bland synopsis. It would become your personal, infinitely patient tutor, ready to unpack the book's core lessons on your terms. Here's how ShelfGenie became my intellectual wingman. 1. The Cliff's Notes on steroids, but actually useful forget dry plot summaries. ShelfGenie identifies the 3 to 5 core philosophical pillars of a book. For Atomic Habits, it didn't just say build good habits. It articulated the power of marginal gains, 1% better daily, habit stacking, piggybacking new habits on existing ones, environment design trumps willpower, identity-based habits, become the type of person who... Suddenly, the structure of the book's argument was clear, not just its conclusion. 2. The contextual concierge. This concept reminds me of Nietzsche's Will the Power in Thus Spoke Zarathustra. ShelfGenie might muse when discussing Grit by Angela Duckworth. Or, while unpacking a complex strategy in the art of war, it could offer, this mirrors game theory principles seen in modern economics. Think Prisoner's Dilemma. It weaves connections I'd never make, placing the book within a broader tapestry of ideas. It's like having a hyperliterate friend whispering fascinating tangents in your ear. 3. The how do I actually use this? Interpreter. This is where ShelfGenie shines brightest. It doesn't just tell you what the book says. It tells you how to apply it. Ask, how can I implement deep work while working in an open-plan office? It devises strategies. Negotiate focus sprints with your team. Use noise-canceling headphones plus a visual do not disturb signal. Schedule deep work during naturally quieter hours. Need actionable steps from crucial conversations for dealing with your passive-aggressive coworker? ShelfGenie provides a script framework. It translates theory into battlefield tactics for daily life. 4. The devil's advocate or angel's advocate feeling skeptical about Malcolm Gladwell's latest theory. Tell ShelfGenie. It will articulate the strongest counterarguments from credible sources, forcing you to think critically. While Gladwell posits X in Talking to Strangers, research from field Y suggests Z, highlighting potential limitations. It fosters genuine understanding, not just passive acceptance. 5. The personalized knowledge sommelier. I'm struggling with procrastination and feeling overwhelmed at work. What key chapters from Eat That Frog or Getting Things Done are most relevant right now? ShelfGenie curates the most pertinent sections and distills their immediate applicability. It cuts through the noise to deliver what you need when you need it. The comical irony and undeniable benefits. Let's address the elephant in the room, preferably one reading Proust in the original French. Is this cheating? My initial guilt was real. Was I becoming intellectually lazy? Then ShelfGenie delivered a perfectly timed insight from Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Touché, robot. Touché. The irony is delicious. I'm using cutting-edge AI to access the wisdom of the ages precisely because modern life, fueled by other cutting-edge tech, frazzles my attention span. The benefits, however, are undeniable. Democratizing wisdom. Suddenly, dense texts by Hawking, Harari, or hardcore philosophy are accessible. The barriers of time, complexity, and intimidation crumble. Hyper-efficient learning. I absorb the core, transformative lessons from a book in the time it takes to drink my morning coffee. This isn't replacing deep reading. It's making strategic choices about where to deploy my limited deep reading time. Actually applying knowledge. By focusing on actionable takeaways, I'm far more likely to implement lessons from Atomic Habits or Nonviolent Communication than if I'd merely read them cover to cover and promptly forgotten 80%. Reigniting curiosity. Understanding the core of a challenging book often sparks a desire to dive deeper. ShelfGenie isn't a dead end. It's a compelling trailer that makes you want to see the whole movie. Combating Tsundoku, that beautiful Japanese word for the pile of unread books. ShelfGenie is my anti-Tsundoku missile. The guilt is subsiding, replaced by the thrill of conquered concepts. The caveats, because AI isn't magic, just really clever math. Of course, ShelfGenie isn't perfect. It's a tool, not an oracle. Nuance gets lost. The beauty of a novel's language, the slow burn of an argument in dense nonfiction, the emotional resonance. These can be flattened in a summary. You won't feel Proust's Madeline moment the same way. Bias in the machine. The AI learns from existing data, which carries human biases. Critical thinking remains essential. ShelfGenie provides lenses, but you still need to look critically through them. No soul, just synapses. It won't replicate the unique connection formed when you wrestle with an author's words and make personal meaning. It provides the map. The journey of deep integration is still yours. The garbage in garbage out principle. Asking vague questions yields vague answers. You need some context or specific curiosity to get the best results. The verdict: your personal professor in a pixel. So, is using an AI to read books for you and teach the lessons cheating? I've made my peace. It's not cheating. It's strategic intellectual augmentation. It's acknowledging the reality of information overload and choosing to leverage technology to cut through the clutter to the life-changing insights. ShelfGenie is like having a perpetually patient, impossibly well-read, slightly nerdy professor available 24/7. It doesn't replace the profound, irreplaceable experience of deep, immersive reading. Instead, it acts as a powerful catalyst, a way to discover which books deserve that precious deep dive, a method to grasp complex ideas quickly, and a tool to actually use the wisdom contained in those mountains of unread pages gathering dust. The next time you glance guiltily at your bookshelf, remember, the goal isn't martyrdom to the page count. The goal is understanding and application. If a sophisticated algorithm can help you snatch profound lessons from the jaws of your chaotic schedule and finally put think and grow rich into practice, or at least understand how to, then fire up the AI, ask your burning question, and let the Silicon Sage guide you. Your unread books might finally stop judging you. And who knows? You might even be inspired to pick one up and read it the old-fashioned way, now that you finally understand what it's really about. Just don't tell ShelfGenie I said that. It might get smug. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe. It will really help this channel out. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more informative videos coming.